You're scrolling Amazon at 11 p.m. You're not looking for anything specific, you're just browsing. Then you see it, a product with 4.8 stars, 12,000 reviews, and it's on sale for $47.99, down from $79.99. You think, that's actually a good deal, I could use that. You click buy now. 2-day shipping, done. 3 days later, the package arrives. You open it, use it once, maybe twice, and then it sits in a closet or drawer, forgotten. A month later, you look at your bank account, wondering where all your money went, and you can't even remember half the things you bought. Here's what kills me. This isn't happening once in a while. This is happening multiple times per week for millions of people, and it's systematically destroying their ability to build wealth. You're not bad with money. You're being psychologically manipulated by trillion-dollar industries that have spent decades perfecting the art of making you buy things you don't need. And I'm going to expose exactly how they're doing it and give you the specific defense system to stop it before it ruins your financial future. My name is Max, and I want to help you learn how to make your money work more for you in your life. Today, I'm breaking down the psychological triggers that make you buy unnecessary purchases, why these small purchases add up to catastrophic wealth destruction, and the exact strategies to rewire your buying behavior so you can finally stop bleeding money and start building real financial security. So, let's get started, and please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Okay, let's talk about how big this problem actually is, because most people have no idea how much money they're hemorrhaging on unnecessary purchases. Here's the thing. According to research from Slick Deals, the average American spends approximately $314 per month on impulse purchases, things they didn't plan to buy before entering a store or opening a website. That's $3,768 per year. But here's what most people don't realize. That's just the average. For many people, especially in their 20s to 40s, that number is closer to $400 to $600 per month. Let me show you what $314 per month in unnecessary purchases actually costs you over your lifetime. If instead of spending that $314 on impulse buys, you invested it in a basic index fund at 8% average annual returns. After 10 years, $57,600 invested becomes $97,000. After 20 years, $172,800 invested becomes $328,000. After 30 years, $259,200 invested becomes $712,000. After 40 years, $345,600 invested becomes $1,487,000. You are literally trading $1.5 million in potential wealth for random junk you'll barely use. Let that sink in. Every impulse purchase isn't just costing you the purchase price. It's costing you decades of compound growth that would have changed your entire life. This is where it gets really interesting. A study by OnePoll found that 54% of Americans have purchased something they never used at all. Not even once. Half of all purchases go completely unused. You worked hours of your life to earn that money, paid taxes on it, and then spent it on something that provided exactly zero value. Additionally, the average American household has approximately $7,000 worth of unused items sitting in their homes right now, according to research from OfferUp. That's $7,000 that could be in an investment account growing, but instead it's gathering dust in closets and garages. Now you might be thinking, but Max, I don't buy that much unnecessary stuff. Okay, pull up your bank statements from the last 3 months. Highlight every purchase that wasn't essential. Subscriptions you don't use, takeout you didn't need, clothes you wore once, gadgets still in the box, app purchases, convenience items. I guarantee you'll be shocked at the total. Let's break down the specific psychological mechanisms that make you buy unnecessary things, because understanding these is the first step to defending against them. Trigger number 1, the scarcity illusion. Only 3 left in stock. Sale ends tonight. Limited time offer. These create artificial urgency. Your brain shifts from, do I need this, to, I better get it before it's gone. This is manufactured scarcity, designed to bypass your rational decision-making. The reality, it's almost never actually scarce. If it sells out, they'll restock it. If the sale ends, another sale starts next week, but the urgency makes you act impulsively. Trigger number 2, the anchoring effect. You see a product listed at $79.99, marked down to $47.99. Your brain anchors to the $79.99 and sees the $47.99 as a deal. But here's what most people don't realize. The original price was probably inflated specifically to make the sale price look appealing. You're not saving $32. You're spending $47.99 you wouldn't have spent otherwise. Trigger number 3, social proof. 12,000 reviews. Bestseller. Most popular. We're wired to follow the crowd. If thousands of people bought it, it must be good, right? Wrong. Thousands of people also buy lottery tickets, smoke cigarettes, and finance cars they can't afford. Popularity doesn't equal necessity. Trigger number 4, the endowment effect. Once you imagine owning something, you start to value it more highly. Online shopping sites know this. They show you products with your name on them, let you visualize them in your home with AR technology, or offer easy returns so you try it risk-free. Once it's in your house, you're psychologically attached and less likely to return it. Trigger number 5, the pain relief reflex. You've had a stressful day. You're tired, frustrated, or bored. Shopping provides a dopamine hit that temporarily makes you feel better. This is retail therapy, and it's a real psychological pattern. But here's the problem. The relief is temporary. The purchase is permanent. And the financial stress it creates makes your original stress worse. Trigger number 6, decision fatigue. You've made hundreds of micro decisions today. By evening, your willpower is depleted. This is when you're most vulnerable to impulse purchases. Companies know this. Late night infomercials, end of day sales emails, evening social media ads. They're all timed for when your defenses are lowest. Trigger number 7, the aspiration gap. You buy things that represent the person you want to be, not the person you are. Gym equipment for the fit person you'll become. Business books for the entrepreneur you plan to be. Fancy kitchen gadgets for the chef you imagine becoming. Most of these items never get used because they were purchased to fill an aspiration gap, not meet an actual current need. Trigger number 8, the micro purchase trap. It's only $15. It's less than a coffee per day. Small purchases feel trivial, so you don't apply the same scrutiny you would to large purchases. But here's what most people don't realize. 10 $15 purchases per month is $150. Over a year, that's $1,800. Over a decade at 8% investment returns, that's $27,500 in lost wealth. Let me show you the specific math on how unnecessary purchases destroy wealth, because seeing the real numbers changes behavior. The coffee scenario. Everyone's heard it. Nobody believes it. $5.50 Starbucks coffee. 5 days per week. Weekly cost, $27.50. And annual cost, $1,430. 30-year cost, if invested at 8%, $177,000. But Max, I deserve my coffee. Sure. Make it at home for 75 cents per cup. Enjoy the same caffeine. Save $1,235 per year. Invest it. Have $153,000 extra in retirement. The subscription stack, Netflix, $15.49 per month. Hulu, $17.99 per month. Disney Plus, $13.99 per month. Spotify, $10.99 per month. Gym unused, $45 per month. Meal kit, rarely used, $60 per month. App subscriptions, $25 per month. Total, $189.46 per month. Equals $2,274 per year. Invested over 25 years at 8%, $175,000. Now, I'm not saying cancel everything. I'm saying cancel what you don't actually use. Most people are paying for 8 to 12 subscriptions and actively using 3 to 4. The takeout trap. $15 lunch 4 times per week instead of bringing lunch. Monthly excess cost. $240 versus $4 homemade lunches. Annual cost. $2,880. 20-year cost if invested at 8%, $131,000. The Amazon Impulse. 2 small Amazon purchases per week averaging $35 each. Weekly cost, $70. Annual cost, $3,640. 30-year cost if invested at 8%, $451,000. Add these categories together, and the average person is spending $800 to $1,200 per month on unnecessary purchases. That's $9,600 to $14,400 per year. Invested over 30 years at 8%, that's $1.1 to $1.7 million in lost wealth. You're not building wealth because you're spending your future millionaire money on stuff you won't remember buying 6 months from now. Here's what they don't teach you. Every purchase is an emotional decision rationalized with logic. You need to understand the emotional economics to change your behavior. The happiness equation. Research from Harvard psychologist Daniel Gilbert shows that material purchases provide a brief spike in happiness that fades rapidly, usually within days or weeks. Experiences and investments in relationships or personal growth provide longer-lasting satisfaction. But here's the trap. The brief spike from buying something is immediate and certain. The long-term satisfaction from investing and building wealth is delayed and requires patience. Your brain is wired for immediate gratification, so it chooses the purchase over the investment every time, unless you override this programming. The comparison trap. Social media has weaponized comparison. You see curated highlight reels of other people's lives and feel like you need to keep up. They buy the new iPhone, you feel pressure to upgrade yours. They post vacation photos. You book a trip you can't afford. They show their new car. You start thinking yours is outdated. Here's what most people don't realize. Most of what you're seeing is either financed debt or destroying their financial futures. According to a study by Credit Karma, 39% of millennials have gone into debt to keep up with their peers. They're broke, presenting an image of wealth, and you're making yourself broke trying to match their fake wealth. The identity purchase, you buy things to signal who you are or who you want to be perceived as. Designer clothes, luxury cars, expensive gadgets, these are identity markers. But here's the reality. Nobody cares as much as you think they do. And the people whose opinions you're trying to influence aren't worth impressing. Additionally, true wealth is invisible. The millionaire next door drives a 10-year-old Toyota and wears normal clothes. The person with the luxury car and designer wardrobe is probably leveraged to the hilt with minimal net worth. You are probably wondering, so how do I actually stop these patterns? That's exactly what we're covering next. All right, here's the specific defense system to stop unnecessary purchases before they happen. Defense number 1, the 72-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase over $50, you must wait 72 hours before buying. No exceptions. Add it to a wish list, set a reminder, and revisit it in 3 days. If you still want it and can justify it after 72 hours, fine. But here's what happens. 60 to 70% of the time, you'll completely forget about it or realize you don't actually need it. This single rule can save you thousands per year by filtering out impulse purchases that would have provided zero value. Defense number 2, the cost per use calculation. Before buying anything, calculate the realistic cost per use. A $200 jacket you'll wear 100 times is $2 per use. A $200 gadget you'll use 3 times is $67 per use. This makes the real value obvious, and ask yourself, how many times will I actually use this? What's the cost per use? Is there a cheaper option that serves the same function? Defense number 3, the replacement rule. You can only buy something new if you get rid of something old first. Want new shoes? Donate or discard a pair of old shoes first? Want a new shirt? Remove an old shirt from your closet. This forces you to confront whether you actually need the new item or if you're just accumulating more stuff. Defense number 4, the cash visualization. Before buying something, visualize handing over that amount in cash. A $60 online purchase doesn't feel like much because it's just a click. But imagining yourself handing over 3 $20 bills creates emotional friction that makes you reconsider. Additionally, for larger purchases, calculate how many hours you had to work to earn that money after taxes. A $300 purchase might represent 20 hours of your life, Is the item worth 20 hours of your time? Defense number 5, unsubscribe and unfollow. Unsubscribe from all marketing emails. Unfollow brands and influencers who promote products on social media. Delete shopping apps from your phone. You cannot buy what you're not exposed to. According to research, the average person receives 120 plus marketing emails per week. Each one is a psychological attack designed to make you buy. Eliminate the attacks. Eliminate the vulnerability. Defense number 6, the alternate wealth vision. Create a vivid image of your financial goals. Exact number, exact timeline. Print it out. Put it where you'll see it, when you're about to make impulse purchases. When tempted to buy unnecessary stuff, look at your goal and ask, does this purchase move me toward this goal or away from it? Defense number 7, the spending audit. Every Sunday, review every purchase from the past week. Categorize each as essential or unnecessary. Calculate the weekly total of unnecessary spending. See the pattern. Feel the frustration. Use it as motivation to do better the following week. Seriously, awareness alone can reduce unnecessary spending by 30 to 40% because you're forced to confront the reality of your behavior. Look, here's what needs to change at a fundamental level. You need to shift from a scarcity mindset that drives consumption to an abundance mindset that builds wealth. The scarcity mindset. I need to buy this now because I might not be able to afford it later. This is on sale. I'm saving money by buying it. I work hard. I deserve to treat myself. This mindset leads to constant purchasing as a way to feel secure or rewarded. But it creates the opposite: financial insecurity and stress. The abundance mindset. I can afford this, but it doesn't serve my goals, so I choose not to buy it. My wealth is growing because I invest instead of consume. I deserve financial freedom more than I deserve temporary pleasures. This mindset recognizes that true abundance comes from having options and security, not from accumulating stuff. Here's what most people don't realize. Wealthy people don't consume less because they can't afford to consume more. They consume less because they understand that wealth is built by investing capital, not spending it. Every dollar spent on consumption is a dollar that can't grow and compound. Additionally, there's the concept of opportunity cost. Every purchase has a hidden cost of what else you could have done with that money. A $100 impulse buy doesn't just cost $100. It costs the $300 that $100 could have become over 15 years at 8% returns. Now, I know you may be frustrated thinking, so I'm just supposed to never enjoy my money? No, I'm saying be intentional. Spend on things that genuinely add value to your life. But stop the mindless, impulse, emotional spending that provides zero lasting value and destroys your financial future. Let me show you what happens when you actually implement these defenses, because seeing the transformation makes the effort worth it. Month 1, you implement the 72-hour rule and spending audit. You catch yourself about to make $400 in impulse purchases. You wait 72 hours on all of them. You end up buying only $80 worth. Things you still wanted after the delay. You save $320 this month just by adding friction to impulse buying. Month 3. You've unsubscribed from marketing emails, unfollowed shopping influencers, and deleted shopping apps. You're no longer being bombarded with purchase triggers. Your unnecessary spending has dropped from $450 per month to $200 per month. You're saving an extra $250 per month. Month 6, the defense system is becoming automatic. You're seeing products and your first thought isn't, I want that. It's, do I need that? What's the cost per use? Does this serve my goals? Your unnecessary spending is down to $100 per month. You're investing the $350 per month difference. Year 1, you've saved and invested $4,200 that would have been wasted on stuff you'd have forgotten about. That money is now working for you, compounding, growing. You feel more in control of your finances than you felt in years. Year 5, you've invested $21,000 that would have been spent on unnecessary purchases. At 8% returns, it's grown to approximately $30,000. More importantly, the behavior is permanent. You're not fighting impulses anymore. you've rewired your relationship with money. Year 20. That $350 per month you stopped wasting and started investing has become $206,000. You have options your past self couldn't have imagined. Early retirement is possible. Financial stress is gone. All because you stopped buying stuff you didn't need. Look, here's the reality. Every unnecessary purchase is a choice between temporary pleasure and permanent wealth. You're choosing the temporary pleasure over and over, and it's killing your financial futures. This isn't about deprivation. This isn't about never enjoying your money. This is about being honest with yourself about what's actually making you happy versus what's just draining your accounts. The $47.99 Amazon purchase at 11 p.m. isn't making you happy. You barely remember buying it a week later. The Starbucks coffee isn't significantly better than home brewed. You're paying $1,235 per year for convenience and habit. The subscriptions you don't use aren't adding value. They're just background noise on your bank statement. But the wealth you could be building with that money, that changes everything. That's the difference between retiring at 65 or 55. That's the difference between financial stress and financial peace. That's the difference between working because you have to and working because you want to. You're being psychologically manipulated by trillion-dollar industries that have perfected the art of extracting money from you. They've studied your brain, identified your triggers, and weaponized them against you. Every ad, every email, every limited time offer. It's all engineered to bypass your rational thinking and trigger impulse buying. But you now know how it works. You have the defense system. The only question is whether you'll use it. Your assignment. This week, implement 2 defenses. Start with the 72-hour rule and the spending audit. That's it. Just those 2. Track every purchase for 7 days and delay any non-essential purchase over $50 for 72 hours. See what happens. Then drop a comment below telling me how much you saved by just adding that friction. Subscribe to this channel because we're going to keep exposing the systems that keep people broke and the specific strategies to fight back. Hit that thumbs up if this video made you realize how much money you've been wasting. Stop letting companies manipulate you into spending money you should be investing. Stop choosing temporary pleasures over permanent wealth. Stop killing your financial future one impulse purchase at a time. The defenses are built. The choice is yours. Make it count.